Kenya is home to a vibrant floriculture subsector that plays a vital role in our economy. This beautiful land is not only renowned for its stunning landscapes, but also for its breathtaking cut flowers, especially roses, which make up nearly 40% of the European Union's flower market, generating over $1 billion in revenue annually and providing jobs to many people. However, our industry faces significant challenges. One of the biggest threats currently is a false codling moth, commonly known as FCM.
FCM has been here with us, but now the main problem is that it's incursion into roses. And so that becomes a big challenge because now it's a pest of concern because it's usually carried in the roses. And so as it goes to the market, of course, it will provide a threat because it will escape into the wild.
Started monitoring back in 6-7 years ago, but it was not a major threat in our business. But now it has become a major issue in our industry. We have to really work extra hard to ensure that every stem that we export to EU does not contain either an egg or larva or a moth of FCM.
In 2024, the European Union announced stricter inspection of flower shipments from Kenya. Inspection rate has grown from 5% in 2018 to 25% in 2024. These stricter regulations demand immediate action from Kenyan producers. Failure to do so could jeopardize Kenya's position as a top flower exporter to EU markets.
More of our consignments are going to be sampled. Number one, there is a cost element because when consignment are sampled, then the exporters have to pay for it. That also becomes a disadvantage to our producers. Then there is a danger. If we are not able to meet the requirements, then the percentages go up. And if it goes beyond 25%, then it becomes quite a challenge.
With a new European Union regulation set to take effect on 26 April 2025, as a top flower exporter, the industry is at risk. To combat these challenges, collaboration is key. A partnership between the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Services, KEPHIS, the Kenya Flower Council, and the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands has initiated an intensive training program for flower growers across Kenya.
This partnership focuses on collaboration between the various stakeholders, and in this case we are looking at the effects of the new regulation on FCM and how it affects the sector.
In Kenya, the floriculture industry employs probably up to over 1 million employees and supports over 4 million Kenyans along the value chain. So we see it as a very important economic intervention to enable us continue the trade without disruption, even when the new regulation is being put into force.
So there's need for all the relevant stakeholders to come together and come up with solutions that will enable them be able to comply with the changing market requirements.
To fast-track adoption of the proposed solutions, KEPHIS undertook countrywide workshops to train farm owners and personnel from flower-growing regions, that is Nairobi, Naivasha, Nakuru and Timau, on the new requirements and the solutions to addressing the FCM menace. KEPHIS has drafted an integrated pest management approach, combining biological, cultural, mechanical and chemical methods. This systems approach creates barriers to reduce the chances of the pest survival.
The systems approach seems to have a little bit of more flexibility. It's a combination of all the practices that are involved both in production, also in post-harvest processing, packaging, and at exit point inspections. And that's why we're doing the training and capacity building, creating awareness on what are the components of the systems approach.
In addition, the workshop rallied input suppliers that meet the EU requirements in addressing the false Codling moth.
We have various biopesticides which are basically manufactured from entomopathogenic fungi, entomopathogenic viruses and entomopathogenic bacteria which are helping in the control of FCM. Others have invested in FCM lures and others have even invested in mating disruptors. So we are here to ensure that the general horticultural sector have a method that is safer on the environment, the people, as well as the consumer.
Some producers are already in the trial stages on how they can contain FCM on their farms, and the solutions are working. Despite the cost of compliance being high, in the long run, this will be negligible in comparison to how much the sector stands to lose in the event that exports are banned due to non-compliance.
We have, in fact, some very good results in terms of detection inside the greenhouses after installing those insect-proof nets at the expense of higher humidity because of the lower gas exchange between inside and outside.
When your produce is rejected at the airport, you cannot be able to export for the next 7 to 10 days. We only used to check the final quality check. We have introduced 300% checks. We are checking 100% at harvest, 100% before the stem leaves the greenhouse, and 100% before the produce is put in a box.
Zero tolerance by the EU markets therefore means that the ultimate goal is to achieve inspection rates of less than 2%.
If everyone does their part, our vision is to have a compliance level that will convince the European Union that the products that we are exporting to them are free from the pest of concern, in this case the Codling Moth with the FCM in roses, and any other pest that may be of concern. We're looking at the systems approach, what we are developing now, not only to intervene on the pests of concern, but also as a way of developing and creating a more efficient production systems within Kenya, not only on roses and intervening on FCM, but also as a way of increasing and improving the systems of production in Kenya.
The road ahead demands urgency and commitment. Through open dialogue, sharing best practices and cooperation, we can work towards a sustainable future for Kenya's floriculture industry.